believe in yourself. We've been taught to like outsource so much of our lives to like a financial investor or our own education. You can do it. And, there is a team here at Digital Asset Sisters, Friday Groups, and they offer that will get you to where you want to be. So whether you have little knowledge or, like someone like myself to had a decent foundation or even coming into the group, you can benefit from whatever level you're at. So if you don't have a team, if you don't have a coach, you need to get so.
Here with Renee, one of our community ventures here in Fort Lauderdale, believe it or not, in the freezing cold. And I'm from Colorado, from Ohio.
Yep.
So we're used to the cold, but it's pretty cold. We're actually at a show conference, and this is the first time we've met.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
In person. So you can with us in our community, the Digital Asset Sisters community. So almost a year. And this is the first time we've been at this conference. It's been a great conference. And now we're just having a little picnic out here in the cold. We thought we were going to be able to be wearing our shorts and bikinis, but we're not.
Yep.
So I'm glad we're able to have this conversation and just talk about your journey and crypto, about what you've learned about where you're at now, where you're at with the opportunities.
Yeah, that's a great question. Really, I was just kind of, doing my own thing, doing my YouTube research and binge watching about crypto. Really, I feel like God personally dropped me into learning about XRP. I knew nothing about it because I was actually kind of against afraid of it. But I kind of had a wake up moment after seeing a couple of videos about XRP specifically. And so after finding, some informational stuff, I just feel like I wasn't able to put all the pieces together myself. When Alan Staples videos, and you guys, yes, that's not now, dude. And then we had a call. It's all it seemed like our values really aligned.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that when the goal of the journey, crazy out the funny people, if that's when you really start finding stuff. So you said you didn't really like the frequencies at first, so you thought this. So let's tell me some of those struggle to get we don't actually invest in these digital assets. I thought was an opportunity at this time by young.
Right. Yeah, I mean, part of that, I still remember, the purchase I made on Upload. It's like, okay, did it go through? Am I a criminal? Like, you have all these crazy thoughts, the misconceptions about crypto. But once you get comfortable and realize that institutions, governments, require being into this space, it's for a reason. That is, the future of finance. You start to realize, when you think big picture of what you're getting into, and we have an opportunity now to be a participant.
Okay. Touch on that a little bit. What is your big picture now that you've been in crypto for how many years now?
Coming up on about 3.
Sure. So you're understanding the space very well. You've come into our community and have learned a lot as well. What is your big picture? Where do you really see what's going, and why do you think it's important to see that different?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, when you look at what's going on globally financially, they're wanting to tokenize every asset, right? Real estate to water rights to you name it, it's going to be on the blockchain. And like we've talked about, Invest 60 in our group is we have a window of time where we are still early in this space, basically accumulating or investing in crypto, whatever your goals are, to take advantage of. Like this is a once in a generational, probably once in 1,000 year shift financially. We are living it. Right. So I can't understate that. It's people got to understand there's a window to be able to get in and accumulate these assets before they, appreciate you.
That's good. That's good. And so, I mean, you've been invested for 3 years. So you're an early investor. You're qualified as an early investor. So we tell other people that are expanding on this. If they still on those bits now, it's not that.
Yeah, that's a great question. No, it's not too late. That's one of the big things that you got to realize is, we have a couple of years as, the implementation of these technologies, things like that takes it. So there's still time. You still have the ability to get in. You don't have to start with $1 million. You can start with $10. So it doesn't matter where you're at.
That's what I love about this space too. It really helps me non-accredited investors sitting with as little as my choice I want to start with. So good. And so you can invest it for 3 years, us for 1 year. What really was that? Starting with like the saying I need to avoid a year, or you really wanted to be able to people what's the desire not full set already in the best.
Right. So really, when I found you guys, I was already going through kind of a mental mindset transformation where, I'm thinking about money differently. I realized I had to invest in myself. That's something I was not doing. Right. So when I, found you guys, we had a goal and I realized what you guys offered. That's what I needed. I'm a big believer that when you go through life, you need a team around you. And so like, that's what, I found with you guys, on so many different levels.
That's awesome. And so what has been the biggest thing that is transformed your investment portfolio or your strategy or even your money and going through the programs as well?
Yeah, for sure. So Crypto Start is excellent because you guys go through the security and the different types and why. That's because in cryptocurrencies, with it being digital, security is private. Like if you lose it all, like that's it.
Right.
But for me, really, the one of the biggest gains and things I've seen in the program it is, we all dream of the day, and we know that day is coming when our assets, the digital assets, will achieve value. But what are you going to do? That's what it comes down to, right? How are you going to be a good steward of your goals for your family? What do you plan to do to help others? I had ideas in my mind, but I didn't really know what that would look like as far as an exit strategy or executing a plan. I'm really working with you guys and the other members of the group. I mean, when you think of our group, there's decades of combined experience of people from business, let's say, right? So you have a sounding board, basically of people who have already been there, if that's what you speak. And that peace of mind is just it's extremely valuable.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we love having you in our community. I mean, you provide so much value and everything that we become it's like it really is a master
Yes.
to provide value. Of course, for you guys, other things for you guys, or directly and bringing stuff down and saying it's but the community makes it so.
Yes.
So that's awesome. And really, with your place, you talked about your why. You talked about okay, you were invested. So really, what are your goals? Where do you want to go? And how can you play your real steps? Because there is being in a community that's honestly, it's just heightened or consolidated that vision for you to step apart. What how do you see your crypto portfolio being the big why behind your life?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. Really clarity from the group and the things we talk about, the 8 baskets or 8 buckets and the different asset classes. Taking cryptocurrency, enabling you to basically be your own banks and these other things. At the end of the day, I want to use it to where, my kids could be set up long term, success and stuff. And really ultimately, when you think about the group, it helps you really focus because there's so many shiny objects out there when you're trying to study stuff yourself. Really, it helps you, the insight for the group helps you narrow down on what's important, what's part of what's established now when building a portfolio. And then on the other side, price appreciation, what does that look like? One of the avenues to maybe, go into different assets. That's in the case.
That's awesome. You've talked about different asset classes. I know you're asset. So for some other assets, what is the difference? Anyone watching this that's maybe real estate or another asset class that say, do I even get this? What is the big benefit of adding that to your space? What is the difference of that?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the question earlier as far as knowing what time you put in the ground, right? We're going through an exponential change, global finance, and basically being on the front side of it. It's almost equivalent to being in the right companies on the front side of the document bubble. A lot of people are like, oh, if I would have bought Apple or Google, when that was first coming out, I would have been set for life. Cryptocurrency gives you that opportunity and then some, because it's not just a company you're investing in, it's literally the rails.
And you're being an early investor to it. So yeah, everything. Sometimes you allocate all that. Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I mean, it's so scary. And that's why I always love talking about working. So, so,
Oh, yeah.
so, current money is real estate, that your job or business, speed funding, which is the private equity, cryptocurrency. Getting to the early, being an early investor to gain, it's really, it is 1%. We talked about this on, we've talked about this a lot at this same event here, the crypto event that we come to that is, so it is a 1%. It's not hard as classy, isn't it? Because of the unknown. How can you been able to overcome that unknown or the risk essentially of types of cryptocurrency?
2 ways. Obviously, you don't want to invest or that's going to take away from your ability to live.
Right.
So you got to be smart about what amount it is right for you to put into it. but then two, understanding the big picture. There's a lot of people that they get all emotionally wrapped up in the day to day, week to week price action. You can't look at it that way, right? We're looking at it from a long term perspective of what it's going to do in the very future, and that's what helps kind of get.
So good. And talking to anyone that's on the other side of the camera here and they're saying, "Oh, okay, I see that they has had success. I see that they have a community of like-minded people that are being early investors, being the 1%. But I still have questions. So I is this risky? Should I take meetings? But what is the next step they should take to get a step closer to being successful? Early investor, but a successful early investor. What would be that thing if you're looking back, even if you're still successful, what do you think about today? What would be that thing that would help you to get started? You need to accelerate it in this space, not go through all the mistakes that you and I made in the earlier.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good point. You can either learn the hard way from your own mistakes, or you can be wise and learn from people who already made the mistakes for you. And that's one of the perks of the Invest 360 is there's so much we go over in there of doing things the right way, but also going over doing things the wrong way. And and that's one of the things being in the group you can glean from that is understanding what risks are acceptable, what may not be for you. Everyone's situation is different. But for me, like to go back and change anything in my journey, I just wish I would have gotten into kind of a mentorship or a group like this sooner, because it would have accelerated some of my things I thought were investing, but was too afraid to either do or try or ask. Now being in the group, I'm able to make decisions a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see successful and healthy individuals. What they do is they make decisions.
Yeah.
They also surround themselves and prepare themselves. And so I love that about our community. I love having you in our community. Again, I'd love to see where you're going, where your portfolio is headed, and how you're setting up here. There is a way. I mean, you look back and watch the individuals that were building the railroad, said we'll be bridges with steel. They were saying it's not possible. That's not going to last. They're easy. But now we're at the electric clock.
Yeah, big changes.
So it's pretty awesome where we're going to look back again 5-10 years. Why don't we give a little insight on that? So the here, what you think you're going to feel like in 5-10 years?
It's and that's a big question. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, being in this space, the whole reason I came in is because it's bigger than us, right? And we're going through a time globally where, yes, this transition is taking place financially, so ultimately what it's going to do is create a healthy class in a lower class, where the middle class is going to be mostly evaporated. And so what I want to do is position my family to a place where they're going to be secure, then healthy, right? That are going to be in a bad way. People who may not invest in this space because it's solved properly. So that's kind of the big thought why I'm doing it. But yeah, in the next 5 to 10 years, I'd like to be in a position where, I don't have to trade my time for any other day job, right? And be able to use the investments wisely, free up my time, be able to help others, and promote in the comments got have for me more words.
That's awesome. Before we close out, do you have one more piece of encouragement or advice? That obviously this is not financial advice,
Right?
it's
Sure.
for entertainment purposes only. But a last word of advice or just encouragement for someone that's watching this that is just on the edge there and wanting, they might not have people around them might not have or that are in our community.
People who maybe on the fence, you have to first of all believe in yourself. We've been taught to outsource so much of our lives to a financial investor or our own education. You can do it. And there is a team here at Digital Asset Sisters that they offer that will get you to where you want to be. So whether you have little knowledge or like someone like myself who had a decent foundation or even coming to the group, you can benefit from whatever level you're at. So, if you don't have
Awesome, thanks. Well, you were such a blessing to our community. We're so happy that you come on and you brought all of your value onto the group and into the group. And I'm just gonna say, Nick is a prime example of someone that is invested in themselves. He has a beautiful family. And yes, he took a step out and there was risk and there's also things in life, but he was able to mitigate his risk. He was able to invest in himself and make himself more valued. So more valued. And I see that happen every step of the way. And so I'm excited for where we're going together, where this community is headed. I really just went back in 5 or 10 years of being like, oh, did that. Well, we're going to go get ourselves some hot chocolate, some coffee,
Warm up.
or mug, even though we're in Florida here. But we hope this helps you guys. We hope that one of you guys were able to just take a step, believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and really invest in your future. It's not easy to be in new money. It's always easy to do what's worked in the past, but it's a lot harder to see what is going to work in the future and how can I get myself there. You can do it. You can believe in yourself and you can become a successful early investor, just like me, just like this community. And so thank you guys. Have a great day.